Hey everyone, Tom here, Battle Rap Resume. We do a lot of recaps on this show, but this is a new one. We're recapping our very own event. We're recording this on the Monday. On Saturday 25th of August 2018, Battle Rap Resume did its very own event in Hyde Park. Well, technically it was Kensington Gardens, but basically outside the Albert Memorial, near the Albert Hall. And it wasn't just myself, of course. There were all the battlers, all the Mastermind contestants, and most importantly, all the camera crew that I had there. And my main man, as always, Nathan, was chairing it all. Nathan, how's it going?
Hey man, it's been pretty good. Long journey home yesterday.
Yeah.
Got home about 1 a.m.
Jesus.
It's only because like London Euston's closed, so I couldn't get an earlier train back than 9 o'clock.
Right.
And I wanted to see Bodied as well, so...
Yeah, we're going to get to that. So
Yeah.
Nathan was in London for the whole weekend, and he got a chance to see Joseph Kahn's Bodied, which I've not seen myself. I know a lot of people have seen it, and we'll do a quick review. I'm very excited to hear about that. Joseph Kahn was there, the director as well, right?
Yeah, he was there to just take a couple of questions about everything. Turns out he's a massive fan of battle rap. He's been trying to get a movie like this made for years.
I just can't. I mean, for me, he's directed so many great music videos, but Toxic in particular by Britney Spears, an incredible,
iconic, yeah.
like, you know, really, like, a wonderful video. Her in the cockpit with the spilt liquid. I don't need to say anymore. But we're getting into Battle Rap Resume in the Park, which we've done the preview for before. In case you weren't aware, this is a bit of a folly, really. We've got like 4,000 subscribers. People fuck with the show. People have been saying for quite a while, why don't you put on an event? Want to do a charity event? Blah blah blah. I was going to do something in Oxford. Listen to the old episode, we sort of went through it, but yeah, eventually it came to a head, and Saturday arrived, and you know, I couldn't really believe that it was there. And today, I guess we'll just sort of go through the day. We'll go through what went down, the battles, the mastermind, any of the events, etc. And arriving there, so we had 3 camera guys there. We had yourself, obviously, Ben, who I've recorded stuff before. Ben is a patron of the show, really good friend of the show. I know it's a cliche thing to say, but he is. And a genuine other good friend of the show is my very good friend Sam Wiles, who was also on camera. So we had you 3 guys there. So Sam had came over on the Friday. I live in Oxford. He stayed with us in Oxford, me and my girlfriend. We came down on the Saturday morning, and as we arrived in Hyde Park, this is about 11 a.m. or so. So this is by Speaker's Corner, Marble Arch, you know, central London. We were making our way down to Albert Memorial, about 20 minutes away, and we were informed there and then that a cancellation had to happen. Unfortunately, Bryn Saunders had locked himself out of his house without his wallet, so he couldn't make the battle against Ben, against Sulster, which made me quite sad, really. I felt, I don't feel let down, but, you know, I know every battler goes through this. I remember coining the name of the league, Don't Flop, because I think DPF has said he couldn't come, and he's like, whatever you do, don't flop, whatever that. Maybe I'm hackneyed retelling there. But we had 8 battles on the card. It was 5 that went down altogether, right?
Yeah, 5 altogether.
So we were meant to have as well... well, I guess there were a few cancellations. We were supposed to have Lord Bentner versus Scam, which became
that got rearranged for Tidal not last minute, about a month ago, I think.
Yeah, a little while towards the wire, yeah, but that went down as well. And
Lex and Shawnee B,
became Lex and Chucky P, which became nothing as well. Unfortunately, Chucky had work and Lex couldn't make the time. So, you know, I mean, this just happens in the general rigmarole of battle rap. And then J Ferg was his Sherpa, which again didn't go down. But, you know, we had 5 battles. The weather was holding out, so we sort of met each other, us 3, didn't we? About sort of 11:30, I think, about Albert Memorial.
Around about, yeah, because like I was surprised because I've never been to Albert Memorial in my life. I've only seen like literally in the background of like the Rapping It Park videos. So like I drove past it, and I was like, oh, where's Albert Memorial? Oh fuck, there it is, massive giant memorial. I genuinely didn't know it was that huge. It was mind blowing. No, it looks incredible.
It does look incredible. Yeah, so I completely stole the idea from Bamalam, who I think arranged the tryout event in 2015 that I battled Turner at. All those battles are now been, you know, Thanos snapped to the dust. Unfortunately, they don't exist anymore. People have got copies out there. I think there's a copy of me and Turner floating about by Joker, who uploaded it, an avid fan. But yeah, it's this huge, you know, monument, this obelisk to Victoria's Nadia's dearly departed husband. There's a what's called a Parnassus frieze around the base of like 300 poets and you know playwrights and sculptors. But like, yeah, fuck all that. We're here to talk about bars. So we met there about 11:30, and I remember saying to you at the time, we were waiting for people to arrive. We knew that obviously the battle was going to be here. We didn't know how many people were going to be there all in all, and it was exciting to consider the Venn diagram between people we'd invited, people we knew, and it's a bit egotistical for me to say, but like I guess there's people who fuck with BRR who just wanted to come to the event, and there were a few throughout the day.
It was, yeah. There was. Well, I think the max head count that Sam said he counted was at least 35 plus people at one point. And like you had a lot of people that were fans came down, a lot of people that were local to London that came down that fucked with us, like people that knew us, people that wanted to support. It was great seeing so many people there. It was insane. It blew my mind because I thought it was just going to be a low turnout, just the battlers at one point.
Yeah.
Because it was quiet until about 2 o'clock, wasn't it? Then we had like a load of people seemed to mass from places because I know Crash brought people with him, Rubik's brought people with him. Everyone kind of like brought someone else along.
Yeah, no, it was great, and I invited a few people myself. Like a lot of my old school friends came. You know, my cousin, who's the wrong side of 30, his girlfriend was there, and it was really weird to see him in the background of like Evil versus Max Sherry and stuff. But yeah, Pete, I want to say again, thank you so much to everyone that showed out. This really was. I mean, me and Nathan were sort of behind it, all the machinations, and it really was a bit of a dream come true. And that sounds lame, but like doing this channel and moving forward, doing our own little thing. So yeah, we put this forward. We're waiting for all the battlers to arrive. Evil came quite early, which was good to see. I think he'd been hanging out since about 7 a.m. I think he got there really early. By nature of being in Scotland, you have to get a coach that either gets you really early there in the morning or really late at night. And something brilliant that happened, Nathan, I shared this on the update thread, and obviously you saw it yourself as well.
Yeah.
So Evil arrives and Stray arrives. Evil's battling Max Sherry, Stray, who was battling Rubik's, and they, as battlers always want to do, they set up a beat, they started freestyling, and tourists who were just there by virtue of it being the Albert Memorial, of it being Hyde Park, they started recording, they started taking photos, they were enamored with these guys.
Yeah, they were, man. They were freestyling for like a good 20 minutes, probably, somewhere around like that. They were going for a while.
Yeah, they were.
Because I remember at one point I walked off and Sam had turned to me and went, why is that person still filming? And like, they were still going, but like, that's Evil, isn't it? He'll just go off for ages.
Yeah. The technical capacity of both of those guys was really impressive, and anyone that's been to a battle event knows that battle rap time zones are sort of plus 2-3 hours to the expectation. So the weather was fine. It got a little worse as we went on. We'll get to that, but we were just sort of hanging out, waiting for people to arrive, and it wasn't too long before we'd accrued, I think, about like 15-20 people waiting to start, which was quite good.
Yeah, I know like Tidal brought one person with him. Kind of people just came out of nowhere, to be honest. Like, I didn't know where half the people came from. Yeah. Like, it just appeared all of a sudden.
Yeah, they did. And I know it wasn't the easiest place to find. If you sort of went to Hyde Park, you had to sort of maneuver a little bit to get the Albert Memorial, but it was a nice spot. And essentially what it is there's the structure, which is pretty much on the main road. Everyone's around there taking photos, and just off that is a little field that we went to that no one really was there. It was just adjacent to it. And we moved to the field eventually. It was quite weird adopting that persona, that league owner persona, having to yell, hold it down, having to usher people around. And we got into the first battle, which was Crash versus Marvel, right?
Yeah, that was a really good one, actually, to be honest. Like, Marvel wasn't at his best, but Crash really came to show out for it. Like, because I suggested Crash the card based on his performance at the Square One event from back in May, and I wanted him versus Marvel since that event, and he didn't waste the opportunity.
No. I mean, yeah, Crash was fantastic. Marvel was great as well. I want to say, especially to Crash for making the journey down. All those guys as well. A lot of people. I know Stray got a flight to come over here, which is really leaves me quite bashful. Really, I'm really humbled that they would have done this. And I'm not. It was our event and we organised it, but I'm not really going to pull any punches. Unfortunately, throughout the day there were some chokes. I think was pretty much every battle 3-0.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that. Yeah, I was looking over the judge decisions for Marvel and for Rubik's and Stray, and yeah, it was like unanimous on both of them, 3-0.
Yeah, which I think was fair. I mean, that's not to say that Marvel didn't have some fantastic stuff, as it always did. I think I shared on Twitter at Battle Resume this morning, him talking about the hands different, like Jeremy Beadle, which is an incredibly memorable bar. And, you know, Crash brought his velocity there. And, it's hard to perform in these on-plane air environments. And it was a little bit of a shame that they choked. But we weren't putting this on like a fucking 4th birthday, you know what I mean? It was just it was a free event. It was a fun event. And I think the day as a whole lived up to the hype.
Exactly. Like, no one was put down upon because of choking. Like, I even had the next day, I forgot to tell you this, actually. Stray phoned me the next day, like yesterday, whilst I was hanging out in Shoreditch, and like he apologised for choke, and I said to him, "No worries," because he had like a flight that came in really late. But obviously, yeah, it's better to not choke, but like I wasn't angry that he did. But I appreciate that he apologised, you know. But I'm pretty sure Marvel apologised as well, and Scam did as well to me.
Yeah, I mean, there's no apologies necessary. No one were angry or anything about it. That's just battle rap as it goes through. And as we were going through, you know, I'd spent the last month fastidiously checking the weather, and there'd been like 20-30% of rain happening in certain hourly periods. And as we were getting, I think it was like the 3rd round of the Marvel Crash battle, it started to rain. Not like real downpour, but like, can you see it on camera? I haven't actually watched it back.
You can't see it on that one. You can see it on Rubik's versus Stray, but it's not super obvious. You hear it come down, but you can see it more during Rubik's versus Stray because, like, you see it hitting Rubik's hoodie.
Right.
But so, I couldn't believe it though. Like the whole time up until we started rolling, it was sunny, and then the first 2 battles, it started raining as soon as we started rolling.
Yeah. I mean, it's typical, but you know, we rolled with it, and then luckily there was a canopy on the field just next to us, so we went under there and did Rubik's versus Stray, which you know, I'd seen both of these guys on cam, never seen them live before. Despite the choke, I thought Stray was really impressive.
His first round was really solid.
He has a ferocity, right, an intensity that's quite unique.
That's why I like both him and Crash. They've got such an energy that, like, it's that kind of energy where you could say anything you want. You know, people are there, ready to go, ready to react to it. Like it really helps a battle. Yeah,
and Rubik's really, I was overjoyed with. He was one of my highlights of the event. I thought his writing was incredible. I thought his references were exceptional.
Yeah, there was one bar that I sent it to someone because I loved the bar. It was "You live your life looking like that one scene from Me, Myself, and Irene, stood gurning like an asshole waiting, chin all over the place like a Picasso painting." And there's Venus de Milo bar as well.
Venus de Milo bar was fire.
J-Owen just mentioned that one was crazy.
Yeah, that was wonderful shit from him. And you know, again, I just want to stress that it was just this whole thing was an experiment that went really well. You know, the battles really kind of paid off. We didn't really know what we're getting into. I'd never hosted an event. Obviously, been to hundreds of events. You'd never really... obviously, you filmed a few, but never really sort of chaired that event. And visually, the event's looking fucking crisp, right? I've watched a few of the rushes back, and I'm really excited for all you guys to see this stuff because it kind of looks better than it has a right to look, I think.
It's what I liked was that we didn't spare any expense on the quality of it. Like, we could have literally just had like really bad quality camera and then done and then out, but like it's got attention to detail. The angles look incredible. Like, I take a lot of notice on battles where I see like an angle, I think that's an incredible like close up, or it's an incredible camera angle to capture. And like we've got some fantastic ones. It's Rubik's versus Stray especially. There's some amazing like just quality angles of them. It's amazing.
Yeah, and I should say in terms of the uploads as well. So we've got the 4 battles to drop because I guess Frankie versus Hulk obviously is a chalked out battle. We'll get to that in a second. We've got the Mastermind, which we'll get to as well, and lots of interviews and behind the scenes stuff. Sam is working on a sort of behind the scenes documentary that we shot kind of before and after, did loads of like talking heads and stuff like that. So the idea is that we're going to go old school, don't flop, maybe do a once weekly drop on the Saturday on the YouTube. And then on the Patreon, if you want to support, we'll probably put the battles and the things probably like 3 or 4 days before, I think, little preview.
Yeah, that'll work. Fair enough. That's exactly what not Patreon, what Chalked Out were doing with the Volume 3 battles.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. That
So,
sort
like,
that sort of thing seems to work.
yeah.
Yeah.
Just real quick thing on here. Verse Tracker's asking what a canopy is because he went a can of pee.
Right.
How would you best describe a canopy?
Well, a canopy is just sort of a grove of trees from above that an
It's like
ornamental
a tree
cloth.
umbrella.
Yeah, tree umbrella.
Describe it.
I think that's a perfect description of it. So we had a little break, more people coming into the fray here. We shared some images as well on Battle Resume. I should shout out to Grime Rap critic Chris,
Oh God, yeah, his photos have been incredible.
Yeah, he's a brilliant photographer. He is like one of the OG #1 fans I've seen. Always great to spend time with that dude. He's rocking his BRR shirt as well. Going to get him on the show for a fan cast soon in the future because this guy lives and breathes battle rap, and I really respect what he does. But yeah, he basically took loads of photos. So if you're one of these people that love to see the recap visually, follow him on Facebook. Just search Grime Rap Critic, and I've tagged him in many things on my Instagram and stuff like that, so you'll be able to get hold of it. So yeah, there's a little break there, and it's just fun because I had to, as I said before, had to be league owner, so I had to go to the battlers in the break. Do you want to battle first? Do you want to battle second? Had to find who I wanted to judge because I wanted most of these battles to be judged, and we got some fun little judges afterwards as well. So the next battle, we basically 2 and 2, didn't we? So the next battle was Scam versus Tidal, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed this one. I think because I posted a thing on the UK BRG group, so I have questions for people have asked afterwards to answer. But I thought Tidal was fantastic.
Tidal,
I think he's
such an underrated.
Yeah, I was gonna say underrated. Man, he deserves a big opponent. I know he's had Yunnan, but from what I've heard, it's a very half-assed Yunnan.
Yeah. No, I think that Tidal is way better, and I mean this in the best possible way. Tyler knows that I respect him as a battler. He's way better than you think he would be.
Exactly.
He's consummate. He's got really funny punches. He puts his things together well. He doesn't seem to choke. He has a confidence in the ring, and he just showed out really. And I totally agree. I think he's had enough battles now. I think he beat Fighter, for example.
Definitely.
I know some people can test that, but I just think if you go bar for bar, Tidal stuff just. It lasts on repeat watches. I think fighter stuff is a little bit more shallow, maybe a little bit more performance in the moment. But yeah, and again, Tidal with the Academy. I think he had a bit of a bad showing against LSD, and LSD is obviously a great battler, so he showed out. But yeah, it was great to have Tidal on the card, and some of the people that were there, just my friends that just don't really like battle rap. Why are you still wasting time with this, Tom? Even they were like, they like Tidal and Scam. He has his moments, but the guy continues to choke, unfortunately.
Yeah, he's a nice guy. He was saying to me before, because I did a watch party, he requested none of his battles to be on it because he wants to develop himself a lot more. And he was talking to me after, I apologised for the choke and everything, and he said he's gonna try and build himself up more and more and more because he's got some good stuff in there. I think his delivery just needs work, and his projection need work because he's very quiet.
Yeah, the structure as well. Tidal just knows how to build towards a punchline and move forward thematically, and Scam can be a little garbled, perhaps. There's certain sequences he can get out there impressive, but I don't know. As an audience member, I never felt confident that he wasn't going to slip up. I never felt that I could just disengage my brain as we Tidal and just watch this guy and enjoy this guy. And, Scam was still decent, and it's a shame that Lord Benter clash didn't go down. But I was really happy to have Tidal on the card. And I think, Tidal, again, I want to reiterate, is a slept-on battler. I think if you guys listen and watch Tidal, he's got some good clashes, and he's technically very impressive.
There's one bar that stood out to me because it's always good when I remember at least one bar. It was the one where everyone knew the punchline halfway through it. When he went, "My girlfriend broke up with me because we couldn't spice up the relationship."
Yeah.
And then it was, "Your girlfriend broke up with you because you smoked all the spice in the relationship." That was
perfect. Yeah.
Incredible.
On a plate, but yeah, very, very good.
Yeah.
And I tell a lie. I think I said there were 2 battles in a row here, but there was a bit of a break, wasn't it? Because we were waiting for Mac Sherry.
Mac arrived and then he left again, didn't he?
Yeah, Mac arrived, And we were in the field, so the album memorial wasn't far away, so I could see Mac on the horizon. I shouted him, he waved me, and then walked off. And I think I saw Crash had to leave, and certain people had to leave, and whatever. So I went off myself there because I knew it was going to be a break. Picked up some beers for everyone, tried to keep everyone happy, and then we got into Mac versus Evil. Obviously, someone like Evil, is a whirlwind, is a absolute twister of talent. Pamphlet in the comments on the live stream actually saying, because me and Pamphlet just recorded an episode putting modern battle rap to rights, really modern UK battle rap. Definitely listen to that episode we recorded just before this on the live stream. It'll probably be out after this on the Patreon. Saying, quote, Evil's another guy I should have mentioned as someone who can turn up and entertain the crowd. I just wish he'd combine his multis a bit more. And, Evil's talent is not in doubt. And I think he sort of showed out against Mac. I know Sam, one of the other cameramen, was saying that one of the most fun things he's ever done as a cameraman is capturing Evil performing, because I think he was good here.
The dude's energetic, yeah. I mean, did you see Hulk's post about Evil, actually?
I didn't know.
No, so Hulk mentioned, because he co-hosted the battle, didn't he? Mm-hmm. And I remember watching him because he left partway through the battle because of Evil trying to EMC Mac.
Yeah.
He was very, very hands-on. I think I like Evil. He's an entertaining guy. Like, he brings a really good energy to something. But I think he needs to switch some stuff off. Like, we were discussing afterwards, his freestyle ability is impeccable, but he's freestyling off of bars during Mac's round. And it was putting Mac off quite a bit. He was. And especially because he tried to EMC a BRR shirt.
It was conflicted mentally for me, and I mean, interruptions
like the hand that feeds or what, mate? Come on.
Yeah, exactly. And he, obviously, Evil was fucked. This was a long time throughout the day. He was.
I had to chuck him in an Uber at the end of the day and hope he got on his coach in time.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, he was on a different level, but I think regardless, because Mac choked. Because I don't think Mac made the most of the opportunity necessarily, and Evil has faced bigger fish than Mac, that Evil just sort of came out top here. Yeah.
I think it could have been a really good showing for Mac. I think Evil's shenanigans was very, very off-putting for him. Like, I'll admit, I was a bit, okay, stop freestyling off of that stuff. Quill does something similar sometimes as well, I've noticed. But I think he was going to lose anyway. Is like the nicest way of putting it.
Yeah.
Everyone kind of was in Evil's corner for that anyway, but there's a lot that can be said to Evil.
Yeah, there is, yeah, and I think we still need that sort of totemic, breakdown of Evil, because I'm a huge fan of Evil. Obviously, we had him on the card for that reason. Technically, I think he's one of the guys, in that realm, in that sort of multi-spewing realm. But yeah, Mac didn't really deliver anything too disciplined, unfortunately. No. But it was still great to have Mac on the card. And I should say, was it before this we did the Ciphers?
I think so, yeah. I think we were doing the Ciphers because we were waiting for Mac to come back.
That's right. And we got some great... I was looking through it. We got the guy... We got Lazy. We got Loxy. We got Tidal. We got the Frost. The guy who did the LJ, beat as well. LJ.
Yeah, Josiah Ramsey was on there as well.
Yeah.
LJ was great on there. Lazy really surprised me.
He was fine.
Because I was talking to Ben Jameson about it on the Sunday, and he was mentioning, he has seen some on-beat stuff that Lazy's done after you guys' episode about on-beat battles. Or on-beat something or other, drops, I think it was.
Yes, we did, yeah.
I'm I need to seek him out myself, but apparently he's really good in a beat. I can attest to it now. He is really good in a beat.
Look, I mean, some people comment on the videos, and I understand that. It's kind of like an Oxford bias sort of thing that I fuck with Lazy. but Lazy legit is a real talent, and when I was seeing him perform on the beat as well, he was insane. So we're going to get all the Cypher stuff as well on the channel, which is going to be really cool. Maybe even do that as one video, but we got loads of insane performances there. And as you may have seen on the card, we had the chalked out headliner. So we kind of explained this before, but just to make clear, I basically asked Ben Jameson, you mentioned before, who works with Chalked Out, when we were booking the card, just to make sure Chalked Out weren't doing anything on the same day. We also didn't want to clash. We originally were going to have the card on August 11th, when Gab had their card, but we pushed it forward because, again, didn't want to clash. So, they had Frankie versus Hulk, but they recorded it. I think they recorded it in front of the Albert Memorial.
Yeah, I think they said they had to record it on like pretty much every single side of it because people kept getting in the way.
Hmm.
But they recorded it without an audience in front of the album memorial, and then they put it on again afterwards with us, and we recorded a version. But our one won't be going online. It's
No,
we
it
can
was
use it in highlight reels.
yeah, it was just for the audience and
Yeah, it was
just for the people who were there, and yeah, but still, it was great to put that on.
Yeah,
Great.
it's a fun vibe of a battle because you could tell they weren't going in at each other. They're good mates. They were just having a real good time of it.
Yeah,
which I like from a battle sometimes, to be honest.
Yeah, I did. Frankie's such a culture head. Before the battle, I was thinking, is he going to reference the Incredible Hulk in any way? And I think he had some sort of like Eric Banner, Mark Ruffalo playing Hulk and Cam
yes, that
sort
was
of
incredible.
idea. Edward Norton, that was so fucking fire. Yeah, and, those guys are fucking OG, so, it was great to have those as part of the event. And, then there was a short break as well. And we didn't really advertise this as the headliner, but I was saying to you before, in hindsight, maybe we should do in the future when we do other events.
Yeah.
We had Mastermind, and, really, this shouldn't have happened. This didn't have any right to happen. If this is a normal event, someone wouldn't have shown up, we wouldn't have done it, blah, blah, blah. But as it were, was there, Danny Jack was there, I had my cue cards ready, huge love to my girlfriend who did all the cue card lamination and printing and arranged it all for me.
That's a couple goals right there, that is.
Yeah, exactly. And we did an episode of Live Mastermind, so as everyone's listened to on the show before, Mastermind, the little quiz show we do on BRR, we had Danny Jack. We pretty much did straight 5 rounds. We had one round that was different. So normally we have what's called the tryout round, but I replaced that. I want to do something a bit more dynamic for the live audience. So we had it was called back to back. So essentially I would name a letter like S, and Danny and would have to go like, Soweto Kinch, Shocks, and, whatever, Shotty Horror, back and forth, who can think of who. And I don't know about yourself, Nathan, but I think this was maybe the highlight of the day, this live episode.
It was, yeah. It was really entertaining. I loved every second of it, to be honest. It wasn't like a low point for it. It was a great bring up for everyone. Like, it lived up to the hype of like the hour-long wait for it.
Yeah.
Because we had to wait, obviously, for Danny to finish work, for her to get there as well. So somehow showed up before Danny.
He did, yeah. I think, because had messaged me saying he was there, and then I walked just across to the Albert Moore, and he was sitting on one of the plimps, and like it was crazy to see him. And then I think it didn't take long until Danny was there, and we just got going, and I think we had about 10, 15, 20 people in the audience who all wanted to be there for Mastermind. I think a lot of people in the update thread on the UKBR group thought it was a joke. They didn't think it was actually going down, so they weren't around for it.
Hulk left because he didn't think it was actually happening.
Yeah. Well, it did happen, and we've been divvying up the editing responsibilities, and Ben, one of the trio who were there recording with yourself and Sam, he's going to basically do all the after effects on it. And what I've stressed to him is, and utmost faith in his abilities, that I want us to do it like a game show, with a score, with rounds, with sound effects, etc. So I've seen the rush, I've seen the raw cuts, and I think you guys are going to love this. I think if you fuck with Mastermind, you're really going to enjoy this.
You're going to like it just for the intro of you bodying Danny Jack for no reason at all.
People like it when I'm on my catty shit, I think. So, I'm going to...
I still love the Quill Ellipsis one where, like, I can't remember the exact setup for it, but I think I mentioned it to you as well afterwards. Yeah. But it was where you said, like, speaking of one version, let's talk about the Ellipsis battle.
yeah, I do remember that.
Jesus.
There's been a few moments like that slip out. So yeah, we did the Mastermind with and Danny, and they were like pretty much gone straight away. So it was again. I want to extend the greatest thanks to them for coming out and doing this. And
stuck around for a bit. Danny left quite quickly.
Yeah,
was sticking around for a bit.
Yeah, was around a little bit. I think was talking to Tidal, and Evil was trying to freestyle in ear or something like that. So,
oh man, Evil was just so gone, man.
Evil's fucked. I mean, I brought some vodka for the battlers. Basically, I didn't crack out until the end, so I was going to give everyone a shot or whatever. But most people had gone before that, so Evil got his hands on that. Evil got pretty fucked up. But that's a fucking outdoor BRR in the park, whatever. All in all, I was pretty overjoyed, and that was about it, right? I think most people left after that.
Yeah. I think me, you, Evil, and Sam were like the last people left.
That's right. Yeah, we got Evil in an Uber. As per Battle Up events, we headed to McDonald's afterwards, and then we all got our coaches and Airbnbs wherever we go in the world. And I want to say again, You know, the initial footage will come out on Patreon and then we'll release on the YouTube. So, I mean, would you say, we're recording this Monday, 27th of August, would you say that by Saturday the 1st we'll have something out on the channel, or maybe...
I'd say so, yeah. I mean, the first battle, like, is ready to be sent over to you, like, for you to have a look over and everything. Like, I've got that ready. I don't know when the other guys are starting. I still need to send them actually the logos and everything for them to use in the edit, actually, and send them the intro for it. That's probably what they're waiting on right now, actually.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you know, it just happened the other day, but, you know, the stuff is going to come out quickly, I should say. We're not going to be like, you know, chalked out, which I think Square One happened 9 years ago, and we're still waiting to see all that footage. So we're not going to be like that. No slides chalked out, but we're going to get this stuff out promptly because, you know, you guys want to see it. I appreciate that. And we are... A lot of people are asking on the day, Tom, is this a league? Are you going to do events, you know, regularly? I'm going to categorically say no. I can't be asked. I don't want to do it. I think it's a very thankless task that I have no interest in. But me and Nathan, I'm not going to give any secrets away at the moment, but we've been discussing a few ideas about what we want to do in the future if we were to do events. And I think we do have quite a novel sort of concept that no other league has ever done before. So if we were to do something in the future, you know... I want to do something else, definitely. It has been fun doing it.
I'd like to do it again. Like it was a lot less stressful than I was expecting.
Yeah, it was.
And seeing the final product that we ourselves put together from start to finish, like, felt amazing. Just to be like, this is our event.
Yeah. And you know, everyone listening as well, everyone who's subscribed to the channel, who comments, who fucking downloads the podcast, you know, you guys are contributing to this, you know, and please, what I was thinking as well, what you might do, I sent you this before, we'll probably upload all the audio of the battles as maybe a one-off episode on the channel, on the feed as well, so make sure you subscribe, because we can do whatever we want with this content, and I'm really happy with the output of the battles. But the last thing I want to talk about, you were in London for the weekend itself, and you saw Joseph Kahn's Bodied. It premiered at a film festival, is that right? Yeah,
it premiered at Fright Fest, and they were talking about it beforehand, because they were saying, like, traditionally, this isn't the kind of thing we'd show at Fright Fest, because there's no violence in it, there's no gore in it, but it's violent in a different way, in the, you know, it's battle rap, it's violence with words. That sounds so corny to say out loud, but it's literally their, like, way of describing it. And, like, the guy who was comparing there, he was, like, saying, like, it's probably his favourite film of the festival. And, like, I thought it was incredible. It was great as well, because there was a lot of Battle fans in the audience. Like, I was there, Marvel was there, Ben Jameson was there, Stray was there, was there as well.
Was there, that's cool.
A few of us came down for it, and it was great, you know. It's like, it was different to how I was expecting it to be, because it's literally about a guy who's a battle rap fan. He's writing, like, his dissertation on battle rap, decides to get involved because he realizes he can do it, and he gets quite big. And it's like a satire on it, so, like, they don't take it completely seriously. So it's not like they're going, "Oh, this is how it actually happens." You could, like, there's a lot of exaggerated stuff in there, but, like, altogether, it's really respectful of our scene, and it hits quite close to home in terms of trying to describe, like, what being a battle rap fan is to your friends. Because his girlfriend, like, has, like, these bunch of, like, quite, what's the word, like, preppy people that it'd be below, like, it's below them, and, like, having to describe it to them, and them just saying, like, "Oh, why don't you come up with battle verses for us?" and, like, have a cool bit where, like, in his head he's coming up with really good rhymes for them that are, like, absolutely damaging. But it talks a lot about, like, going too far and being offensive on there as well, but it's not preachy about it.
I mean, I can't wait for this battle to be released globally. I know that in the UK it's not getting a proper release. I know in the US...
that's the only European showing that I went to yesterday.
It's got 89% on Rotten Tomatoes, which, again, I know Rotten Tomatoes is a bit like whatever, but still, that's a pretty good...
Metacritic is about 79, I think.
That's good, that's good. I mean, he won the Toronto International Film Festival, which is fucking huge. That's crazy. Obviously, it's written by Kid Twist.
It won, like, 3 audience awards at, like, 3 different festivals.
Yeah. I'm jealous, man, that you saw this and everyone saw it. I can't wait. We're going to do a review. I mean, Kid Twist, it's kind of embarrassing. He was supposed to be on the show years ago. I fell asleep because of the because of the Canadian time difference. So maybe we'll do something in the future. But yeah, I'm so excited because, I mean, this movie could have been terrible, but I'm so happy that it's brilliant.
I was talking to someone outside afterwards, saying about, because it's going to be going on YouTube Red. It's their first original film they bought. And it's like, could this change the landscape of battling on YouTube? Because they've bought a film that you have to like pay to see, like by having YouTube Red as a monthly payment.
Mm-hmm.
Does that mean now that they might start monetizing battles? Because that's content that's in their interest now. Like throw a Bodied advert onto like the big leagues, you know, like Don't Flop, King of the Dot, URL. Just have, well, URL doesn't really need it, but like have Bodied advertisements before like us mid-rolled ads, it's like the beginning ads and everything on there. Mm-hmm. Like, could it change the climate of our scene? Because monetization is like one of the biggest issues for leagues right now.
Yeah, I mean, it's great looking through these Rotten Tomatoes reviews. Bodied is a brilliant deconstruction of liberal hypocrisy and nothing short of a must-see.
It's incredible, like, and it's genuinely so funny. Like, I was sat next to Mal before it, and like the whole film, he's trying to guess the bars as well.
How much battling is in the film?
There's a fair amount. Like, he addresses quite a few of his problems with battling, and like there's at least, I'm trying to think now, he does like because one of the cameos in there is Sharon. Wow. One of his battles, his first one is against Sharon.
Oh right.
And Sharon is like one of these kind of like an evil-esque character, you know. He waits outside events trying to just freestyle against battlers.
Right.
And yeah, so he battles Sharon. He has a battle against Dumbfounded. I can't remember. I think he battles Madness as well. Obviously not playing themselves. They play like characters. Roan's in there as well as like a really bizarre concept battler. Pat stays in there as like a mad racist battler. Disaster is the only person playing themselves.
Interesting.
His character is so Diz, but there's probably about 5 battles the main character does, but his whole crew is like, because he becomes friends with other battlers, so like you see their battles as well. Like it's the majority of his battling. Like the final scene is really good because most of it you just see like maybe a couple of bars here and there. The final scene, like the last 30 minutes of it, is all a battle.
Oh, cool!
All 3 rounds.
Oh, that's great.
It was incredible. It's like it's well filmed, well shot.
Like BRR In The Park. Yeah.
Yeah, basically. Joseph Kahn really inspired me to make this as good as it can.
Well, great to hear you had a good time there. And as I said before, we'll do a review of Bodied when it comes out on YouTube Red. I cannot wait to see it. I'm going to try and get Joseph Kahn on the show. Who knows if that's a possibility or not.
Chat to him, you never know.
Yeah, exactly. You never know. I mean, I got Saurus on the show. I got Sue Surf, so why not Joseph Kahn? But I want to
field some questions real quick. Sorry, I've only literally just got 2 from Tidal. That's it.
Yeah. If there's anyone listening, because we are live streaming at the moment, so we'll go through. So if you've got any questions for me and Nathan about the event or anything else, let us know. But yeah, what are the questions?
I got one from Ewan as well, just asking why I'm so short. So I'm going to ignore that one.
Right.
Tidal's asked basically, who do you think would be a good matchup for future battlers on the card? Who are your personal favourites from the day, and what are your favourite bars? I think the 3 bars I meant, like the Jeremy Buda one, the me, myself, and Irene Picasso painted one, and Tidal's Spice in the Relationship one were my favourites.
Yeah, the Venus de Milo one as well, from Rubik.
Cut his arm off like the Venus de Milo.
Yeah,
like that,
any Golden Age Simpson bar is always going to get a reaction from me. In terms of going forward, I think Rubik's was fantastic. Rubik's versus Tidal?
I was thinking that earlier because I think one of the things I wanted to do was all the winners I wanted to bring back.
Yeah.
Like if we do another one, I'd love to have Crash back out.
Oh, you know, Crash was fire as well, yeah.
Rubik's needs to come back out. I mean, some of the people who weren't so good, maybe put them on like a lower opponent and give them another shot. I'd love to give Stray another shot because I know he can be better.
Yeah. I think just because we're not going to be doing that many events, maybe just look forward to greener pastures.
See where these people are like a year from now.
Yeah, exactly. And
I mean, Crash and Rubik's are going to be like the next ones up for at some point. Like they're going to be big names this time next year.
I mean, this is kind of a bit of a ridiculous idea, but I think I said this before. It may have been Sam, But I would like, if we did it as an annual event, so next year, next August, next July, we do a park event, maybe get one international. We like save some Patreon money each month and just like pay for a flight or something. Like that would be, like, obviously my main guy would be Dago Davalo, but I know he wouldn't get any views. But you know what I mean? That could be quite cool to get someone out there specially for that.
I'd love that.
Yeah,
and then
nice.
because there was so many different ideas we had. We had I don't know how much we could say about. Well, I know you said the concepts we didn't want to talk about. We were thinking maybe a venue possibly.
Yeah,
but it was a fiddlers. You know?
Definitely more Mastermind. I think next time the and Danny one was brilliant, but next time do a 2-on-2. That could be a nice thing.
Yeah.
Because I guess we can reveal it now. But originally, versus Danny was essentially going to be Beanie. And Danny Jack, Beanie, obviously the drummer from Rudimental, the guitarist from Anne-Marie, huge fucking Battle fan. He and his band, he's with Anne-Marie's band there, supporting Ed Sheeran. Anne-Marie just interviewed by Larry King, by the way, which I saw the other day, which is fucking incredible. But so they
Larry King's still alive.
Larry King's still alive. Yeah.
Jesus, I thought he quit.
No, he's still doing this YouTube Larry King Now, whatever. I've subscribed for it. Yeah, okay. Off CNN. But yeah, they supported Ed Sheeran in all these European Wembley stadiums, and I can't get over the fact that Beanie wore a Next in Line 2 shirt, and I mentioned you before, Nathan. I hadn't mentioned it on the show. So basically, Beanie asked me, can I have a shirt? Beanie loves Battle Resume, loves Battle Rap in general, which is so cool to see. Huge high-profile fan. We sent him a shirt. The shirt didn't arrive for whatever reason. We'd sent shirts before and that arrived, no problem. He has since been on Good Morning America, which is watched by 10 to 20 million Americans, and he said he was going to wear the Battle Rap Resume shirt. So, yeah, unfortunate.
I can't believe the one person whose shirt didn't arrive on time. It was that person who was gonna use it for to promo us so hard.
I know. But we're originally, Sailor V. So we're originally going to do Danny and Beanie versus Quill and but unfortunately Quill and Beanie couldn't make it. So
Impact and Tongue Twister were down for something as well, weren't they?
Impact and Tongue Twister are down to play. Yeah, Cracker once on board as well.
Oh, were they going to be Mastermind? Were they?
Not necessarily, but they've all said they want to do Mastermind maybe on the show, so I'm thinking live wouldn't be too far of a stretch. So, yeah, we've got a lot of cool things. I wouldn't say expect a Battle Resume event. We'll probably do it next year. I don't think it's going to be one before the end of the year, but, it was a brilliant experience. I think you guys did great as well, and I think everyone came together, and it could have been a bit of a washout. I was very scared.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Internally through Gab and grassroots and retaliation and whatever. Even Rapping It Jack 2. A lot of people don't seem to give a fuck, but I think just through I don't know why, but I think through sheer nous we pulled it off.
I think it's the vibe.
Yeah.
A lot of these events, people go, "Oh, it's going to be a long event. I don't want to be stood at that." Put on a small 6 battle card. That's why Premier Battles does so well. Put on a small 6 battle card. Have a good vibe there that everyone's going to have fun, even during the breaks. Mm-hmm. And you're sorted. I think that's what helped a lot. It being free helped as well.
Yeah.
We know what we need to improve on next time. I can think of a couple of things we can improve on, production wise, videoing wise. Maybe get some more varied angles. I'd have the same camera team again. I'd have Sam and Ben back out to help out.
Yeah. I think visually it did. I want to give a quick shout out as well to Bombshell, and I don't mean to be rude. Sorry, I forgot the other girl's name.
Oh yeah, the scorekeepers.
Yeah. So basically, when we were doing the episode, one of the things that is always hard when I do Mastermind on the show is I'm asking the questions and I'm trying to keep score, and often people are stealing points from each other on rounds, so it's hard to keep ahead of that. But yeah, Bombshell and the other person, again, very sorry. Don't mean to be rude to forget your name. I know I've seen you on King of the Realms. I thanked you afterwards. They were so good. They naturally just stepped in, and after each round, I turned to them, "What's the score?" And they were keeping it so accurate. So that was so great. And
scorekeepers and evil handlers as well.
Yeah, Evil was getting, Evil. That's what I feared. Evil's going to shout out answers, and he did. But I spoke.
He got them all wrong anyway.
I spoke to Evil. I spoke to Ben, and he said that he's going to sort of edit that out and stuff, so we're going to have some very trim stuff. So, yeah, essentially what we're looking forward to, Battle Resume fans, are 4 battles, Ciphers. I did interviews with lots of people after the battles, as we always do these events, and Mastermind, which I think is going to be the jewel in our crown. And I just want to thank everyone, really, Nathan. I'm sure you feel the same way.
Yeah, man, I put a post on there as well. I was going to record a video while I was on my way home yesterday. I just didn't upload it in the end. But just like, thank you everyone that came out. Like, it's such an honor to think that these many people wanted to be there.
Yeah. And
like, I'd love to know what we did differently that made people come out. Like, if people could shoot me a message or something, just give us some feedback. Because I'd like to know what I can improve in the future for things. I'd like to know what we're doing right and what to keep doing. I think one of the things at the moment is ban Evil from coming back to England. I think seems to be a general consensus at the moment.
We need a referendum on Evil, I think, yeah, to basically have him there. But yeah, no, I concur. Let us know in the comments what you're looking forward to. We will get the battles out to you shortly. We will have the preview on patreon.com/battle.resume to help support the show. We've got lots of good content on there at the moment. Lots of good episodes coming up as well. So if you want to support, we've got... I recently had Tom Worth, who's one of the co-directors of War of Words, which is a documentary about the UK battle rap scene, ostensibly in sort of 2012, 2013. That's coming out, I think, October 1st. We spoke in depth about the filming, about his experience with all the battlers. That was a really good chat. It's on the Patreon right now. Yanef as well. We did top 10, or technically top 11 Mancunian battle rappers, where we went through his favourites and charted those. So we talk about, Shotty and Briggsy and Blizzard and everyone else, and Frisco and Bloodstro and Tox and all of those people. Also got coming up on the channel very shortly is Tom Doyle, who was at the event. Thank you so much, Tom. We went through all the Don't Flop title matches. It's about an hour and a half, hour and 40 minutes, spent about 10, 15 minutes each one. Was about 8 of them. That was a really good chat. Really, really enjoyed that. So yeah, if you want to support the show, you want to give back to the show, Patreon is there. Also iTunes, if you enjoy the show, you want to give back, please leave us a review on iTunes. Subscribe, tell a friend. There's one question here on the live chat from Baby Night Fury saying, why no food at the event? We did try to arrange food. Initially,
we showed the logistics of it.
Yeah, it was just a bit...
How we're going to work it out.
Yeah, exactly. It wasn't. We didn't know how big the event was going to be. We didn't really have a budget to facilitate. Cost Cutters wasn't too far away, although we weren't exactly in the centre of London. But yeah, that was pretty much a decision, wasn't it?
Yeah, and I just ended up doing that thing I do at every event where, like, I'll eat in the morning and then I'll just somehow go 10 hours without having anything. It's just like, oh, shit, I haven't eaten for a while.
Yeah, exactly. The wordplay...
I'd lose so much weight if I just went to an event every day.
Yeah. So, yeah, we will be back in the future. I know a lot of people who fuck with the channel would be looking forward to the event and hearing how it was. So that's how it was. It was a success, despite having a few cancellations here and there. Everyone came through, especially and Danny Jack. I want to extend special thanks for the Mastermind because, yeah, that was really funny, and I thought they both delivered, and it was a really enjoyable watch. But Nathan, any closing comments?
Not that I can really think of, to be honest. Just like check out the battles when they go online. Thank you everyone for supporting and coming down for the event. Like I said, it's Sam Lowndes.
Oh, it's Sam Lowndes. Yeah, it is. Yeah.
We had his number. We didn't get around to contacting him, did we? In the end,
we didn't. It was. I think. Yeah. As I said before, logistically, I don't know how it would have balanced, but yeah, Sam. And everyone.
We'll hit you up next time.
Yeah. So we are. There is going to be. It's not necessarily going to be Battle Resume in the Park 2, but we are going to do another Battle Resume event, and I do want to sort of turn the whole... I don't want to turn it on its head, but I just want to have our take on it, maybe pushing it towards a more... I don't want to give anything away, but we've got some good ideas. Look out for the battles releasing. If you listen to this in the past, because I know a lot of people go back and download all the... Like, I always see on the podcast stats, people going back and downloading like our Next in Line 2 recap, and it's like, I appreciate people going back and listen to that shit. So if you listen to this in the future, all the battles should be out on the channel right now. The Mastermind should be out on the channel right now, so go listen. And if you're listening to this in real time, in August 2018, everything will be out by the end of September, October. But Nathan, thanks again, man. I really appreciate, I guess finally, how do people get at you? You're Nathan, right?
Yeah, Nayfunk on Instagram, not on Twitter because someone already has it. It's basically that's where I just post all my stuff. I've got like a ton of things I need to upload on there still from like flyer designs because I've done. I think it's the flyer from Next in Line Free Flyer is the only one I haven't put up on there yet. Right. I need to put that up on there. I'm going to put video previews and everything up from this on there as well. Just promote myself as like videography and graphic design and everything. Beanie just jumped in as well. Shame I missed this.
Oh shit, shout out Beanie. Yeah, sorry man. We're just about to go, but we'll send you another shirt. Hopefully you can promote on some other global platform. But yeah, again, I want to reiterate, thank you to everyone that has been supporting the channel, supporting the event. This is really the apotheosis. Not necessarily what I've been working towards. I never started the channel wanted to do this, but it was a fun idea that myself and Nathan moved forward with, and everyone's been showing so much love. Huge thanks to everyone.
Something that's been gestating for like a year now. We just decided, why not?
Yeah, why not?
While we know logistics, we can do a lot more planning for the next one.
Yeah, exactly. I think the next one's going to be a lot different. We know what works, what doesn't, and we're going to try loads of new ideas that I don't think really have been tried in an event before. So I'm teasing you guys. I know you want to know what it is, but we'll reveal that shortly. But Nathan, thanks again, man.
No problem at all, dude. Thanks for having me on.